Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This will be taken short. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. On play action, it's Rodgers. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. Credit the sack there to Arden Key. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
Over. Wipe up.
To try again after the sack. Rodgers. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. It's a gain of 35.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on him. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Get 300. Get 300.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Gary and Conlon. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got him the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
At the 26-yard line.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
Hey, what's that? Hey, what's the ball?
Mike, 53, Mike.
Go.
Carr now to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Working from the gun, it's Carr. It's caught left side by Cooks. That one goes for 30 yards. How about this first quarter for them throwing the football?
This defense has zero answers for what they've seen so far with the ball in the air. I'm not sure how they're going to change things around, but offensively, I keep attacking. I keep throwing the football until they make me change.
Jacobs now. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. 24th pick in the spring by Oakland was Josh Jacobs. Only rushed for 640 yards last year at Alabama, but when you consider the offensive depth chart they had, it makes it understandable. So young, won't turn 22 until February, and they're really hoping that the veteran presence of 30-year-old Doug Martin can be a guiding light for Jacobs. From the 30 on 2nd down, Carr, and he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. As his guys are in for 6, and the Raiders able to extend that advantage. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, Obviously, your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on it.
And the Raiders have got him. The product of Jersey City, Tahir Whitehead on the sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Hey, flag. Coming after you. Check, 37.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Cleveland Farrell in there for the sack on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Here's J.K. Scott now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. With it is Brown. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're...
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Josh Jacobs, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 21-0. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This will be taken in at the 1. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Cleveland Farrell picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Looking deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing the receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now Brown.
Antonio Brown on the return. The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are.
It's 2nd and inches at the 39-yard line.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. On 2nd down, Jacobs. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Down. 180. White Monday down. Easy. Kill.
Watch the slap.
Throwing on 1st down is Carr. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
– 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now Carr. He's going deep for Brown. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. It was Darnell Savage that time who was able to knock it away. But prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game, you know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
They face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
6-18. Hey, let go. Check 53.
Shotgun now for Carr. Escaping the pressure right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this, you'd hate to say that a drive in the first half must end in points, but you're down 21-0. They're going to have to get something going fairly quickly.
I would agree totally with that because if you're going to mount the comeback, it's going to have to come in bits and pieces. It doesn't just all come at one time, right? We haven't seen anything more than a 6-point touchdown ever in this game, right? So that's how it has to be done. Get points on the board now, start your comeback, but you're exactly right. Let's get it going right here in this spot.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Rodgers now going to throw again. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Throwing now is Rodgers. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Raiders pick it up. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all.
There he goes left side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Josh Jacobs, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Hey, take 26.
Twist. Watch the twist.
To throw again, Rodgers. And an alley to run. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. On 2nd down now, it's Jacobs. He's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A first down there on a pickup of 25. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
And that's called winning at the point of attack, isn't it? Right there at the line of scrimmage. I know he's a little bummed out now. He doesn't get credit for a tackle for a loss, but no gain, his guys will take that.
And speaking of winning, to be as cheesy as we can, he was the winner of the NFC Defensive Player of the Week award from last week, so he's really stringing together some good football.
So not only did he get a gold star, he might have gotten a gold watch too, huh?
The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he's going to take this all the way down inside the 40.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic, but if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
Let's go, baby. Turn up. 26.
Get that ball. Mike 50, Mike 50.
Hey, Alpha. Rap.
Rodgers now on first down. And they got the hook up. This is Olsen. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Rodgers going to throw. Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And now nothing but green ahead of him. The 20, 10, and the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
This will be taken very short. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position and throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him and they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. It's a gain of 6, moves them to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He's got Adams on the hookup. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Rodgers finding Adams for a Packer first. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10.
Right. 24. Check 24.
On play action. Now Rodgers. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Check curls.
Box it. Get 300. Okay, over here.
10. Check 3.
Go right.
Check 3.
Flip it down.
Rodgers throwing again. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 39. So again from the 39, this time from the other side of the field. Here's 1st and Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 39, 30, 10, and the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went in the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Let's go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 37. Rodgers now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the 2nd half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Now left side of the swing pass. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I can hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers to throw again. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. That's complete, right around the 8. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And his guys are able to get a score back. Elliott good with a PAT. So they do get 1 score back, but still a long way to go here in the 3rd quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though...
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. Past the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs, 75 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This will be taken short. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now at Lambeau. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Here we go, D. Get off the field. Slam.
On third down, here's Williams. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up fourth down.
It's fourth down.
Right there. Good down.
The Packers go for it. Rodgers. And it is incomplete. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position.
Down. 180. 180. We're good. 280. That's it.
They'll run on first down. It's Jacobs. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 34.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
He wasn't ready.
So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in? That his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off around the 41. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Hey, watch it.
On first down, Jacobs. Kevin King coming up from the secondary to make the play. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down. On third down, here comes Jacobs. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive or no? And now here is another interception. Picked up, and oh, he coughed it up. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On first down, Rodgers. And his throw here is incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target, and that'll bring up second down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Sponge. Right left. Go. Showing it.
Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Oh, this is becoming tough to watch. I don't know that I've seen 3 pick-sixes from the same quarterback in the same game.
And I know that many are going to scream at the coach about why did you let him stay out there to throw those. But truthfully, what are the odds that you're going to throw 3 pick-sixes in a game? You want to leave them out there so they can work through some of the rough stuff.
At their own 30-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
The Packers on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Rodgers to throw for on 4th. And this is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they take a knee.
Now, 180. 180, we're good, we're good. 280.
And they will take a knee here. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Raiders, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs.